effectively a wall with his spells.
And nothing to say. I mean, he spent so much time trying to go get that bounty rune, and YapzOr just denies it essentially by taking it himself. He is finding absolutely nothing in this mid lane. We'll see if they end up trying to rotate somebody over to help him out in a couple minutes here with probably the 6-minute rune, I would assume. But not so good so far for nothing to say. But, I mean, in terms of comeback potential, what kind of options does Puck have in this specific game?
It's okay. I think, obviously, Puck thrives if it wins its lane, but I don't think for PSG LGD's lineup that it's integral that Nothing to Say is owning. That's the good news. Is that if you were to lose a lane here for LGD by a bit, I honestly think losing the Puck lane is almost the best, right? You want the Lycan to get the gold for the wolf fight like we talked about, and you want Tiny to be the shining carrier of this game. Puck is not going to truly carry, he's going to be utility. Nisha.
Yep, Nisha, illusory orb with the fire spirits of Jin Q. He's burning down. Nice body blocks from Nothing to Say. Not going to be enough for a kill, but forces Nisha out for now. In fact, they're actually going to go back onto Nothing to Say instead. Gets off the illusory, but the stun comes out. YapzOr with the first blood, and Team Secret actually get another kill. Matu kills Faith Beyond in the bot lane. So Crimson witnesses for everybody, so just kidding. Only a small percentage of people. Check your inventory, guys.
Except if you're Fog, then you get one.
My God, how could he be so...
It's the luckiest person.
11 Crimson witnesses.
So, yeah, if you get left alone as Lycan against Weaver, Snapfire, this is a really rough lane. Lycan fares pretty poorly in a lot of 1v2s. You don't have any mobility, your defensive capabilities. You're okay with the Helm of Iron Will, but it's not nearly enough against the overwhelming damage of the minus armor that these two heroes have together in lane. So does pay the price there for Xinq's rotations. Puppey is very into him here. Xinq will have to back off, use the salve. Yeah, Secret absolutely off to a great start in this game, number one. I think if they could just see the game state right now, the exact farm, they would feel very comfortable. Yeah, all of their cores are getting what they want for the most part.
But of course, you are a tiny Cinder, and we've seen so many times before. It's Faith Beyond. Oh, nice cookie from Puppey. Ends up stunning Faith Beyond. Has to kill off the bugs, and looks like he's just barely going to live. Matu doesn't have another Shukuchi for a little bit here. Might be pursuing now. Not worth the trouble as more rotations came in for PSG LGD. You can see Nothing to Say getting harassed out of lane again as Nisha's Dragon Form comes out to do some corrosive breath damage to that tower.
Nisha will get his level 6 here, so there is some play potential made with a Dream Coil, but the good news for Secret in that sense is that the supporting cast of PSG LGD doesn't really gank Dragon Knight very well right now. Ogre as well as Phoenix don't have burst damage. It's damage over time, and Dragon Knight's regen works very well against this type of damage, so he should be completely fine to just stay there and keep pressuring the tower. There's
he's going to use his first coil. It's only onto the Wyvern, though.
Oh, he might get killed here.
Yeah, Dragon Tail not able to be dodged. That's going to be an easy kill for Team Secret. It looks like the sacrifice will be YapzOr for a 1-for-1 as Nisha's still looking for a high fight. Pursuing into the high ground. Still in the Dragon Form right now. Why? Ticking away slowly.
Okay.
Looks like he will survive, though. They got pretty good value out of that Dragon Form. Getting a kill. Getting a bunch of damage to that tier 1 tower. Yeah. And obviously the kill being on Nothing to Say is huge.
And Team Secret clearly understand that the position that their Dragon Knight is in. I'm sure Nisha communicated, you know, my game is great right now, let's play around me, let's put some pressure mid, and both teams make big rotations here to try to continue this pressure onto that mid lane and the Puck. Nothing to Say will, at the very least here, be able to get a full wave with double range creeps, so getting a little bit of comeback, but as it stands right now is 400 net worth behind that Dragon Knight with 2 deaths. Honestly, thought it might have been worse than that, right? Like when we saw the start, he's keeping up somewhat okay here. And the bigger lane that Secret has the biggest win in is, as a matter of fact, the bottom lane with that Weaver massively out farming Lycan.
Yeah, Matu already has Treads, Falcon Blade. So, gonna do some damage to Jin Q, forcing out that dive. But yeah, just early laning stage advantage for Team Secret. Is this a lineup that you think that they can... I'm going to see the Avatos from Ame, tossing Secret away. Is this a lineup from Secret that you feel like can really take advantage of just like an early lead like this? Like, is it an easy to execute lineup?
I think when Magnus gets the Blink Dagger, I think you have a lot of options with both Dragon Knight and Magnus Blinks. You have a clear-cut stun, you have a repositioning ability against a team with 0 saves, except Sunray. So definitely think Secret can turn this into a potentially snowball the game at around minute 15, while PSG LGD might still be building up a little bit on their Lycan. But I'm with Seb on the logic here that in a way, Secret are a bit on a timer, right? Like LGD's lineup feels like it can scale better, but they also do have that weak spot. And Secret has been very good at executing in specific points of the game this tournament. So if they identify when they need to get stuff done with their DK and Magnus, they definitely have like a 5 to 10 minute power play where I feel like they're just gonna be stronger. So Nisha's back onto mid. Bloodlust to the tower here does why?
Not going to be much of a defense other than pulling that wave, like you said. Nisha will be perfectly happy with that.
Dire's middle tower
Continues to right-click away. There's nothing to say. Being pursued a bit by Matu, but not wanting to get Waning Rifted and potentially taken out.
And it looks like PSG are making the decision to not even try to defend mid. They're actually just going to trade for bot. This is widely considered a bad trade. The mid tower having higher priority and being more difficult to siege in general, but they've only parked Y there, and now, well, XinQ's gonna arrive, but it's too late. The tower's gone, so 1-for-1 tower. I think Secret again happy with this.
Yeah, 4-person smoke from Secret as Ame is in the jungle. Let's see who they actually try to pursue. Matu. He's gonna run into Ame. Avalanche has already been expended.
Matu did steal the Centaur creep though.
Might try to go for this tier 1, but
small wins. Yeah.
Secret basically all in the top lane for the most part. Minus Puppy.
Zai's actually keeping mid though, so they are getting a little bit of value out of the dragon form up top, but not much. It expires now, and Zai will make sure that Secret don't end up trading 2 for 2 on towers here, but rather that they hold their mid while taking top. So really good stuff here. I think rotating Magnus mid is probably the best choice. It was either him or the Wyvern, but I think Wyvern is a bit concerned with just getting Dove, as that is going to happen to Puppy instead. We'll get the cookie off.
Yeah, there's a little bit of space there. Continue to get pursued, but yeah, he gets the cold embrace off. That's going to mitigate all that physical damage. Faith Beyond rethinking his decisions here. Will just have to walk away, but Puppy basically dying to just these creeps. Very, very. I mean, that's death from 1,000 bites, Cinderin.
Yep.
Does not feel good, but PSG LGD get what they want there.
Funny situation, you know, there was a really good juke from Puppy. I think this is how he buys the most time, but also how he puts himself in the worst position and the follow-up. And Secret do spend 2 TPs rotating down there with Wyvern and Dragon Knight to effectively not do anything much with it. So I think in hindsight, you know, sometimes you just cut your hero. It's not like this was going to turn into a tower push from PSG LGD. I think they were just going to grab that 1 kill. And they will be very happy to also get those 2 rotations out of it, making space for XinQ in the top lane. Doing Coil.
Yeah, Coil has to be expended. Nothing to say. Trying to get these little bugs off. XinQ helps out a bit as well, but still being forced out completely by Matu. So Matu working on the Maelstrom, so about 1,200 away from that.
I feel like Weaver is the single strongest hero in the game to buy Falcon Blade on. And that's an item that's been gaining a lot of popularity in this recent patch after the extra buffs in 730. Even at the times when Falcon Blade was a rarer purchase, we would still sometimes see it on this specific hero, and it's because Weaver is a very much tempo-based carry, and all of the hits are just incredible. You want the mana regions, you can spam Shukuchi for the farm, you need health because you inherently have pretty atrocious strength gain on this hero and bad base stats, and you want the damage because you're a carry. So obviously has been a feel-good item for a lot of carries here, but we've seen it fade a little bit in popularity, but it's remained the pickup for Weaver through the entire tournament as a carry. You're seeing there, right? He feels very confident up here, just pressuring the puck and the Phoenix in the lane. They don't have enough to take him down.
Yeah. Well, in terms of item pickups, Zai, is that a, yeah, Blink Dagger just got delivered to him, so that's obviously that is Nisha. Finds Y for now. YapzOr not able to catch up the. They're going to take an Ignite for their troubles here. Nothing to say. Finished Veil of Discord, by the way, and bottled the Arcane Rune as well.
Very interesting to see him not get a single point in phase shift against Dragon Knight. It is a dodgeable stun if you're playing on distance, but going for the full-on damage approach here, nothing to say. And this is an important smoke for collapse with shapeshift onto the mid tower. If they could find a pick, they could get this tower, but Secret with a good read are already all moving top toward Ame. And he will probably TP away. He's going to go bottom and play the triangle instead.
Oh my god, that was
very close.
From a half second away, but gets away nonetheless.
And Secret probably, yeah, they're going to wrap back to mid, and Puppy will take care of probably just scatter blasting this wave and then backing off, or just pulling it with a little shredder, but Secret needs to do something. something more than this if they want to hold it. Just the summons of Lycan are doing it on their own, and Snapfire can't kill these off without using ulti.
Yeah.
In which case, you could just pull them away for a second and go back in. This is a really good push from LGD, by the way. They're giving Secret no opening, essentially, by doing it this way, but at the same time also forcing heroes to be in position and ready. But this is such a low commitment play. You just have a Lycan with the creeps there and the Vlads.
Yeah, they're just farming the jungle, poking at the tower.
Yep.
Forcing Secret to be kind of in an awkward spot. And yep, now the smoke comes out from PSG LGD. See what they want to do here. Nothing to... Still working on his Blink Dagger. 1,000 away from that. As... Got off to a slightly rough start. But fully... Based on his performances so far this tournament, I expect him to only bounce back in the mid-game. Wrapping back around top of the Roche pit. And you can see that Matu is in the general area.
Oh, he's in trouble here. He's not expecting this move at all. There's a coil.
Yeah, there's the... Alright, they're gonna get the coil off. Not gonna break it quite yet. Now he does, and, well, still silent, still stunned, and brought down. Big kill for PSG LGD, but Nisha and company want to get some revenge. Cooking on top of the Dragon Tail. Why taking most of the damage? It looks like he'll take out eventually. RP gets dodged by nothing to say. Has the illusory orb come out, but there's the curse to follow. It is enough to bring him down, so a 2-for-1 as the first... Of course, Matu, but now the chase with Faith Beyond, popping that ult of his. Puppey getting decimated by this Sunray. And with this, I believe PSG LGD will back away.
Really
Wolf
clutch.
versus Dragon.
Really clutch phase shift dodge on the RP, but still can't get out, and they get on top of him with the Dragon Knight and get the kill. And the curse next to the Lycan summons, this is something you need to keep in mind all game as Faith Beyond is. A lot of the time on Lycan, you can try to play around the curse so you don't get your hero stuck to your own creeps, but you also to play them around your teammates, and in like these clutch positions on the map on high grounds, it can be difficult to find an attack angle without exposing someone. And YapzOr very quick to identify that. All right, there's going to be an illusory orb coming out of this phase shift. Just curse him next to the wolves, and he's going to die. So very nice from YapzOr.
Into the Roche
there.
pit, Secret goes now. Nisha, of course, does not have his ultimate to work with. Zai, no RP, but there's a lot of ults are down for PSG LGD as well. Although Coil is online, but it's Roche is already at half HP. Looks like this is just going to be given up. I'm not even sure if they're aware this is happening.
I think they have a pretty good idea and are opting not to go. They're just too far away.
And they get the deny on Roche. That would be pretty epic. No. Matu gets the Aegis, Secret gets Roche. Oh.
Well, against some of the teams in the tournament, they would have been able to deny the Aegis there with the Wolf because nobody would have picked it up. That's why it's an idea about that Aegis of the Immortal does give you an advantage. It is worth taking on here.
Yeah.
So we'll grab onto Matu. Very happy that he did his research. Very new element for the game, Aegis of the Immortal.
I mean, it's one of those things where the pressure is so high, you can't emulate this, you know? And sometimes you're just thinking about other stuff, Cinder, and you know this all the casting. You don't listen to anything. Well, you don't listen to anything either.
That's true.
I don't know how you get by in life, to be perfectly honest. Okay. Has the Shadow Blade with the Echo Saber in tow, going for the Blink Dagger next, and then into the Silver Edge. So pretty standard build for the Tiny here. And how close are we to... I mean, Helm of the Overlord was finished now for Faith Beyond, and Ags will be next. So we're seeing basically the same build. Quelling Blade, no boots.
Now, what creep do you want on the Helm of the Overlord? Do you want the Dragon or do you want the Golem? I'm not sure, actually. Even the Thunderhide is super tiny with that attack speed. Yeah, right? So he's going to get a Golem this time around. Of course, doesn't get to choose. He gets whatever spawns here. The max health is nice, but at the same time, Wyvern does a decent job.
Golem synergizes really nicely with Tiny Cinder. Maybe they'll confuse that for the real hero.
Yes.
See? Anything's possible with TI. The pressure really gets to you. Sometimes you see things. Basically an even game, though, in terms of net worth right now. Yeah. Still 3 minutes to go with the Aegis from Matu. Let's see what Secret can do to try to take advantage of this second life.
And it is worth keeping in mind, this is a 17.5-minute game that has 9 kills, and Ame has been in 0. He's 0-0-0. He's playing the Merlina Medusa of old, literally just farming side lanes, hoping his team wins the game until it's over. It's a very memorable game for me. It's all the way back from Dota 1, but when Merlina, I believe he was playing for King Chaos Int at the time, he had a game, he ended 0-0-0 and won as Medusa.
Man, what a boss.
Creeps all game.
What a boss.
And then they won. But Ame is going to get involved. Shadow Blade, so now the farm is going to, the net worth is going to be put to use, so to speak.
Right.
As they are making an invasive play here into the enemy triangle. Going to be farming it up. One of the nice things about Helm of the Overlord, it can just farm ancient camps very easily. So as long as Secret aren't willing to take the risk of going there, there's some extra income for Faith Beyond. Naturally, oh, they might find Matumba again.
Matu has a good idea that they're here, though, based on how he's playing.
Keep in mind, by the way, the two carries, Tiny level 15, Weaver level 12.
That's
Weaver
true.
won his lane. Like, this is just...
He's gonna swung off Faith Beyond, using his ult, mostly for defensive purposes here. But Ame's in the vicinity, it's the avalanche toss, and down goes the Aegis.
Oh, Zayas was dying.
Yeah, Zai gets Cold Embrace in the meantime, still has his RP to work with, but it's the Golem that's beating the crap out of him. Will have to back away, and now Nisha in his dragon form still has his BKB available to go. But here comes Puck, he has to force out the BKB. Nothing to say, he's gonna get stunned, but gets the coil off. It's only onto one of so far away, but the cancel. Ame blows up Puppey mid Mortimer's kisses. Still has his buyback though. Matu, time lapses. Okay,
Playing it close there.
absolutely.
That's one of those high-risk, low-reward plays where you could get one attack in on the Ogre, not even close to killing him.
It looked awesome.
It did.
Flashy
Took a
Matu.
risk.
I love it. It's Ame. And he is, this hero is so insane right now. It's so hard to, I mean, late game it feels like, oh, we've seen so many days where it's like a 1v4. Like, okay, surely they'll kill Tiny. He just beats the crap out of everybody. Everybody just to run away.
You're going to see immediate burst here. Look at how much collateral damage he did to Zai there with just the combo and the tree throw, but good Cold Embrace does keep him alive against the Ancient Granite Golem, who, you know, you shouldn't underestimate this. When we talk about Helm of the Overlord, a lot of the time we focus on, okay, is it the dragon can split push waves? Is it the golem that gives AoE health to the team? But it hits for 200.
Yeah, they all do.
It's like a hero. It is actually an extra hero that you get as Lycan. I think Faith Beyond didn't even attack anything with his hero that fight. It's literally just the golem and the wolves doing the work.
As we're going to see an Orchid pickup by Yapzor. Going for
somewhat late by his
here.
standards, minute 20 here. Is very good against Puck for a while, but ultimately it will fall off as Puck starts getting a good defensive counter item such as Yule's, Lincoln's, Disc. Currently, looks like he will go straight for the Disc, have the recipe and the Arcane Boot, so nothing to say. Wants that solution to Dragon Tail Orchid immediately. And if you want to be clutch as Secret against that, you kind of need to force out the Disc reset and then make another go. It's hard to imagine a play where they can one-shot combo him, because if you force out the Disc, what's your follow-up? Like, all of the status resist is just going to make it too difficult to take him down before he gets his spells off and resets.
Radiant are
Secret have smoked up now. I mean, this is so exciting. Every team at this stage of the tournament now very close in skill. Most people give LGD the advantage, but I don't know if it's that much. There's the initiation onto Jin Q. Orchid going to prevent any type of getaway here. Nisha gets credit for that kill.
Yeah, nice pick. This, unfortunately for Secret, only onto position 4, but it could start the makings of a push on the bottom T1 tower. At least looks like Nisha is planning on getting something done here, but at the same time Matu is showing in mid, so LGD are offered two choices here basically. They could try to go and defend their bottom tower knowing there's no Weaver, or making the map read that, okay, they're only showing Dragon Knight and Snap here, they could try to invade, kill the Weaver in the triangle. Presented with those two choices, they are going to defend bottom tower with Ame's Tiny, and he is now going to Shadow Blade up. Can he actually one-shot combo the Magnus with 2k health?
I'll just say
9
yes.
armor.
I'll just say yes.
He hit. One-shot the creep wave. It's kind of...
Illusion!
That's
Can't believe it.
I don't want to underrate my name. He's holding a Christmas tree, for God's sake. Only a complete sadist would beat the crap out of people with something like that.
If you did have to choose a tree as a weapon, I think it's not the worst choice, but I do think there would be better type of trees as well.
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of tweets about what would be the best tree for destroying somebody on the enemy team. I mean, it does have a pointy end, so.
Yeah.
And the ornaments can really hurt.
A lot of needles. That's true.
Plastic is terrible for the environment. Probably terrible for these heroes.
Depending on what the ornaments are made out of.
That's true.
They have the same color as the ancient granite golem's eyes, so maybe previous victims of Tiny engraved into that tree.
That would be a great Arcana addition.
Sounds like an episode of Slax's lore show.
Yeah,
Sure,
we're not going to say the name of the show because, you know, we don't want to plug anything.
Yeah, we don't do that.
2K net worth lead here for
Radiant's
PS.
middle tower is under
Nothing to
attack.
say. Like you said, the Eondis is ready to be assembled, basically. Just waiting for the right time here.
Yeah.
As Zai, haven't really seen like a true initiation with the RP. We've seen like the single RP that basically at the beginning when he got his Blink Dagger initially, but not much since then. There's the Horn Toss. Skewer back. Looking for a quick kill on Y, and they'll get it. Seeing the power of this Horn Toss, Cinder, and this shard is S tier right now, no doubt about it.
Basically has around the AoE, I believe a little bit more than Axe Call. Not around your entire hero, but in the frontal cone. It's bigger than Call, and obviously pulls enemies back so you can skewer, so very strong.
All right, Faith Beyond, Aghanim Scepter online. So
yep,
he can bite Tiny.
Really managed to put the amount of pressure that I think they would have liked before this now comes out. Because Ame, okay, let's what Ame has buffing him up right now. He has 4k health, by the way. So he has Ancient Granite Golem for the health. He has Bloodlust. He has Wolf Bite.
He now has a Christmas tree as a wolf. This is a new tradition that SGLD is trying to get. Avalanche Top Matsu gets blown up. Even the BKB cannot live through that.
Merry Christmas,
Puppey,
Secret.
early Merry Christmas for them. Puppey does survive the onslaught, though.
It's a disco wolf. I can't take this
but it's more than a maneuver. Too dead for Secret, and no buybacks to work with. The Aga is pop. All right, Nisha is able to get that at the very least, but his DKD won't be around for that much longer, and so will his life. And 3 dead and only 1 kill for Secret here. PSG LGD really taking advantage of these timings.
I remember when Dragon Knight was the tanky hero, Shannon. Those were the days. But then the Dire invented the Christmas tree. And that just pierces through all armor you could possibly imagine.
That's right.
Obviously, the Silver Edge factor should be considered against the DK as well. I didn't think that was part of that kill right there. Had been using it previously for that Weaver burst, but yikes.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. And obviously, there's no way to know this, but the Avalanche Matsu actually survived through that. Pop BKB then died. If he had time lapse, he would have lived almost certainly.
I don't know if he could have got the animation off. I think he BKB'd and instantly spammed time lapse.
Yeah, it might have been too long of a cast animation.
Yeah,
that's
I think
true.
so.
I mean, either way, that's not a decision that you can really fault him for regardless. But 5K net worth lead now for PSG LGD. And Tiny Ame is looking quite scary.
He has 355.
Yeah. This is what Santa Claus looks like in hell.
How many CS is that per minute, Sunsfan? You have a very
I wasn't
good
listening to the word.
How many CS does he have per minute? 350 in 26 minutes. Do the math quickly.
8 million.
That is very close to the truth. Good guess, good guess. It is more 13 or 14.
Okay.
But 8 million is not a bad guess for a first try.
Appreciate that, Cinderin.
Yeah, very good.
American education at its best again. So, what can Secret do to get back into this game? They have a lot of initiation. Again, we talked about the Zai. They haven't been the ones to really start the fights in a lot of these cases. The PSG LGD smokes have really set the tempo of this game, especially after the online activating Aghanim Scepter for Faith Beyond, as we're going to see Tiny in wolf form again.
Christmas come early.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
I don't see the Christmas tree anymore.
He doesn't find anyone.
He just has ornaments on his body. There's no... My God.
That's terrifying. It's a wolf that's glowing with lights everywhere. It just throws a tree out of its mouth.
Yeah, it's a thing of nightmares for sure.
Oh my God.
Obviously has his shard, as you can see, so don't, unless he throws the Christmas tree, he'll have it up despite what it looks like right now.
Wait, when he throws the tree out of his mouth, he loses all of his glimmer because that's from carrying the tree.
What? That's in the game, no doubt. That's the one I equipped as well. Atu
Brooks up again.
has his BKB obviously, but hasn't really found much farm after the fact. Cinderin has the Chrysalis right now, and they need a lot more damage from him. But really the problem is he can't survive a lot of this damage as well.
I think, honestly, that's the key word right now for Secret. Where's the damage? I think that's the biggest problem. How do you kill Tiny with 4k health and 20 armor with these heroes Weaver doesn't have a Daedalus yet. Your Magnus has gone full utility build. Your Dragon Knight doesn't have AC. Wyvern does good damage. Honestly, I think YapzOr needs to play the key role in killing the Tiny. He needs to somehow get the Curse Orchid and a lot of damage from Arctic Burn, or they're just not taking him out, I think.
Well, the problem is now, even if you use Orchid on Tiny,
He has Satanic, too.
he has Satanic to dispel it.
Goodness.
So he is looking pretty. Going for a Moon Shard next. All
And
right.
he has Spike as well. So now he can cross terrain as a dog.
So he's going to be a wolf rock spider hybrid.
The Quick Fox.
With a Christmas tree. Don't
Jumps
forget
the
that.
wall.
Very important aspect. There's the Avatars. And the break onto Nisha. Kill here. Well, put the bunch faster. Yes, yeah. One back into the pressure. Mont. Is able to slip her away, just fine. And she only lose one.
Yeah.
It's basically 3 buyback, 1.
I wonder if there was a or where he could have got a curse, but I don't know if there's enough in the tank, right? Like, what's going to kill the Tiny in the curse? It's a couple of Lycan summons and probably still gets the Satanic off in the end and finds the kill, so... Secret did a lot of things right in order to kill the Tiny, but the numbers just aren't favoring them anymore. You imagine type of fight of kind 10 minutes ago and Secret probably kill him there, but obviously LGD never presented them with the opportunity until now that they feel strong enough that they will come out ahead. Now 8k gold lead for them in a very good position.
Even with a nice RP on Ame, obviously with the 20 talent giving you extra status resist, it's going to be hard. I mean, even with all the lockdown in the world, they just don't have the damage still. It's just the main issue.
And you see the confidence from Ame. He's actually confident that he doesn't need armor, that he's just going to go for the Moon Shard. The armor will be coming from Lycan getting the AC. A lot of the times you will see the Tiny... Oh, actually, they swapped it around. He wasn't confident after all. So they're going to get the Shard on Lycan for the split pushing Wolves, and then Tiny himself will be carrying the AC. I guess the communication was something along the lines of probably Faith Beyond's like, I'm getting AC next, and Ame's like, I kind of need the armor. I want to get it. That extra 10 is very important for him to stay ahead, basically, because you did see a glimmer of hope there for Secret that, you know, a little bit more damage on their cores and maybe there's a kill there. So Ame wants to stay ahead of the curve with...
So far, nothing to say is fine. Even the Orchid being used and the curse on. But there's the Avatars in wolf form. Down goes YapzOr to start this fight. 70 seconds, no buyback.
Kind of reminding me a little bit of a Little Red Riding Hood here, just that Wyvern is...
Yes.
Wyvern doesn't really fit into that story so well.
Yeah, I was wondering where we're gonna go with that, but I don't know what children's stories they say.
Where Rush was gonna go, and 5-second kill.
Yeah, 8 is down, and
they get the shard too.
Faith Beyond.
For now, he might pass it on. He was planning on buying it anyway. I think, okay, they have it on Phoenix already. Who could they even give it to at this point? Ogre?
Nisha. All right, Secret do find a kill.
I gave the shard to Puck.
Okay, so Waning Rift, yeah, a little bit of knockback, which synergizes with the ult, and it gives you a little vision to be able to de-ward and whatnot.
Yep. Some nice fairy dust.
It fits the lore, I think. Yeah, it's fine.
It does. Fun fact about Puck, inspired by, which play was it again by Shakespeare? A Midsummer Night's Dream, I think.
Sure, I definitely read that one in school.
You don't know books, you only know movies. I don't know either, but I can pretend.
Yeah, I like how you bring up something you have no knowledge of and then rely on me who also has no...
Oh, my entire life is built around pretending.
That's true.
You have no idea.
Fake it till you make it.
Yep.
That is the best advice you can give anybody.
And then you keep faking after you've made it.
Yes, you keep 6k net worth lead just from Ame and Matu. Just pretty gigantic. But I mean, obviously with the age it's gonna be difficult. But if they can find a way to kill Tiny, then it's a little bit more It's way more manageable for Secret to actually win a fight here.
Okay, how do they kill him twice? Let's theory craft a little bit here. You're probably looking at a Horn Tusk Skewer into Fountain.
Yeah.
And then or Dragon Tail for the first life.
Okay.
But the
Well, you
problem
need
is-
level 20 on Zai to get that
Yes,
skewer talent.
exactly. Zai isn't 20, so I don't know.
I think you also need Aghanim Scepter on Yapzor to get the constant burn, percentage-based damage.
Yep, could help. Okay, Ami's gonna go ahead. Top tower.
Okay.
Fair enough.
He's looking very nice. Is 25 now, so ends up taking the 2 toss charges.
And mid tower, 1, 2, 3, 4,
And
5.
okay, lacking a little bit on damage there, Ame. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay, wasn't as impressive as we've seen so far this game.
Gotta step it up. All right.
Maybe if he was a wolf, he could have killed it.
500 CS minute 33 for Ame.
Okay.
For comparison, Matsu with very good farm has 360 on Weaver.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to see the break onto Nisha. Able to disrupt the Avatos combo from Ame.
Yeah, Ame has that extra toss charge, so with that level 25 might follow the Dragon Knight even if he gets the full-on combo with Avatos into the secondary toss before Dragon Tail comes out. He's going to get bit though, and go on the hunt for Matu, who he's expecting might try to poke either the bottom tier 2 tower or farm this area down here that is being scouted by a wolf, but very wisely Matu just hiding off in the side. Now it's going to show with the bugs and hide again. There's no detection, I believe, on Ame, so yeah, kill him off and he's going to TP out. Good read from Matumba Men there.
You just need to do that a million times more. I mean, that does waste a lot of time for Ame, obviously, but they're still sporting a double-digit net worth lead right now, and there's a double damage rune bottom.
It's going to be taken by Puck.
Okay. That's a little bit surprising, I won't lie.
It's pretty good on Tiny, I've heard.
Yeah,
maybe he can start
so.
3-shotting towers then.
Yeah, but nothing to say is like, you know what? I had a rough start to this game. I only have 1 kill right now. Tiny credit. Time for me to show up here. Has the Octarine Core, Boots of Travel, Eon Disc, Blink, and Veil. He has...
You wouldn't think he got stomped in lane, would you?
I know. He's bounced back pretty admirably, I have to say.
Oh, he might see Matsu here. He could coil the gem.
No.
Very
so
close
already
to
expending
getting
the Arctic Burn here. Only a minute left on this Aegis. And, I mean, oh, okay, we have to see what... On to Y again, so it's going to be a freebie. He seems to be the only one that Secret can kill pretty reliably without getting baited into a pretty big team fight.
Dragons, the Elder Dragon form is expended for this from so once Ogre respawns, they are down that key spell. But the good news for Secret is they're effectively denying the Aegis value, right? There's 40 seconds left on him. He has not hit a base tower yet. So good job from them not getting caught out. I think what LGD really wants in this game, their play call, is we want to find any core and then force the buyback with a high ground push. But without finding that core, they just haven't felt confident to just press the issue. And it's understandable. You're against Wyvern, you're against Magnus. It can get dicey in the enemy base always. You can get skewered into towers, and then the enemy team tries to help. There's that curse. And LGD are probably well, guess what? If we're just farming, we still have plenty of room to grow. Tiny will be getting a Swift Blink sometime soon. Wonder what he's going to get last, actually, here for Ame. He's going to swap in the treads now, of course.
I would think Daedalus.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, Daedalus plus Silver Edge, I think that's fine still, right? Double crit, but
yeah.
I mean, you could eventually, if you kill Roche again, get the Ag. But it's, I don't know, Ag is interesting on Tiny because it's from a distance. It's not exactly how he's playing right now. Is Nisha going to get the Arcane Rune successfully here? We've seen Butterfly, obviously, in the past.
Wonder if there's any point he wants BKB as well.
That's true. You could be that guy and buy BKB.
Then you're only playing into Curse and RP, and you know you're not dying in either of them. And while you're BKB, you're forcing them to use those spells, or their heroes are just going to disappear.
So Matu did get his shard, so this is going to allow the Swarm to reveal Invis units, which should be pretty helpful against these Shadow Blades.
Yep. And gives him a bit more spread damage with the Geminate attack. Pretty common pickup for Weaver. It increases your effective damage output in team fights by quite a lot if you get the right position.
Yep, and I mean at 25, I'm guessing you can take the Geminate attack talent as well, right? Because that's just synergizes even more with the shard.
Probably, yeah. I think you do in this game at least. You're for damage, right? Like you've pointed out a couple of times, they're killing the Ogre, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, Secret, despite kind of being stuck in their base, the lead for PSG LGD hasn't really grown by much in the last few minutes. It's kind of like it's tapered off a bit and just kind of at a standstill to some degree. You know, take control over Outpost to get in their jump as a whole. As PSG LGD almost certainly just waiting for the next Roche, which will be Roche number 3.
Still, they're really banking on at some point Secret are going to slip up and get caught, but they haven't for the last 5 minutes. They haven't been able to find a single core kill. They keep using this wolf bite onto Ame and letting him chase, but there's just nothing to be found. Secret are always in position, but well, that's an easy kill on that. The Overlord. Secret will finally make their way into their own triangle to try to reclaim some ground. And I would imagine PSG LGD will send their Lycan over.
I don't know if he keeps that, but Leveler on Tiny.
Oh my goodness.
That is...
Hold on to the Ascetics cap for now.
Yeah, you could just wait for the building hitting, I guess, just for the extra siege damage, but yeah, you can't get a much better item than that from the jungle for pushing
Even
the tower.
the Leveler's base stats are kind of nice, right? The 50 attack speed and 5 armor.
Wait, it gets 5 armor?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's so random.
It got changed a while back. I think it used to be 60 attack speed
How
and
could
nothing
a
else.
weapon give you armor? Good offense is a good defense? Is that,
I guess so,
is
yeah.
that the saying? Or the best offense is a good... You're supposed to correct me when I'm wrong, Cinder.
Yeah, it's a play by Shakespeare. Look it up.
Yeah, he was really into basketball back then. Pretty sure he invented it.
Yep.
As we can see, the lead is... I mean, it's growing a bit, but... I mean, typically in cases like this where they're getting starved of the map, like at this point I would expect like a 22k or more lead for
That was a very specific number.
Yep. Because it makes you sound smart if you get very specific. Oh my god! Yasuo's dead! 2 shot!
1.
I'm dead.
Well, I found him. Final
I'm dead.
for...
I'm dead.
Nice voice lines there. Let's just keep layering them while Yapzor is still dead.
Can I just keep saying that? Then we don't need to cast. Just keep saying I'm dead until the game's...
One day it shall take our jobs, no doubt.
Ultimately, we're going to have so many voice lines that can narrate an entire game.
We got the waning red,
My forces BKB with a coil. No.
Shakuchuing away. Yeah, not taking the bait.
Interesting. I thought coiling there would... Good for nothing to say. You know, you've got Octarine Core, the cooldown's pretty low, and forcing BKB charges is by no means a waste.
Seeing a replay here of Yapzor dying in 2 hits.
Yeah.
As he is actually kind of happy about that. He finds it amusing.
Like, I survived the first hit. Did you guys see it? I got 1 shot.
As we have a sheepstick picked up by Faith Beyond now. So he is, he's really farmed himself.
Yep. Interesting. Okay.
Double damage again.
I see him full road. I think he's not going to. He's going to get without it unless he contest, but
Radiant
he will
are
hit
scanning.
for, what is that? 905.
Yeah.
And to everything. Something like that.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, they want to go for a fight. Now he has Bloodlust applied. Ame. How many shots will it take? He finds Nisha? No. Time. He's gigantic. Ame.
What happened to the beautiful baby?
Misha already used his drag. Even if he buys back, Roche is dead. That had Aghanim Scepter on it, and I believe that Nothing to Say took that, if I'm not mistaken here. Yeah, and he consumes
Okay,
it. So
let me ask you a question. When is the last time you saw a hero that wasn't PA crit for over 2k without a rating?
about 30 seconds ago, Siren. Building, there we go. He's not even putting level up in his inventory. Happy with a Penta Edge Sword. This is a buyback onto Nisha. And the buildings are going down quite fast. Oh, all right, gonna get the top. Scoot back into the tier 1.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The raid for another 4.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Some then some look. Get it. He's in free. Crispin tree lights.
Radiant's bottom
And it's fast. And that's a rack for it. Plan that he could
Radiant's top tower is falling.
time lapse or expense to be BKB. Can't defend. This is absolutely working out of time for the skewer kind of beyond. Can they get a constellation? it. Oh my!
Radiant's middle tower. Radiant's middle tower is falling.
It's from a Oh my goodness, Gaben, help us! Tiny is on another level. I mean, we talked about how Magnus was kind of the hero of the tournament, but Tiny's up there as well, Cinder.